Hello, everyone. Welcome to this review, reaction stream, if you will, for Euro 2024 round of 16. England 2, Slovakia 1. That sounds like we won it fairly convincingly and easily, doesn't it? No, that wasn't the case. And as my banner in the background there says, the Great Escape, which is what it was. A bigger escape than the Shawshank Redemption, to be honest. We got out of that seriously big time, thanks to a wonder goal from Jude Bellingham and Harry Kane, which, by the way, Tony set up that second goal on Brentford, and he even won the free kick that led to it. So give him a bit of kudos for a change, bit of credit. He hasn't really exactly done it at Brentford lately, but he done it here, which is the main thing. But as you can see, I've already got my guest on here, Manny, Mr. T. How are you, my friend?
Pretty good. It's funny how you mentioned the Great Escape. I'm surprised that the gormless supporters in the crowd didn't consider playing that, because at one point in time, whenever England had a band, they used to play that tune
right.
on their instruments. Bum 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 bum.
Yeah, and it goes
But
on and on. But
at least, unlike Steve McQueen and Richard Attenborough, the boys were able to make it happen. And I think, it's funny how you mentioned the Shawshank Redemption. I think the boys chose to get busy living rather than get busy dying.
Yeah. See, we're trying to make light of this, man, and it was a right proper shit show again, though, wasn't it? Really, let's be honest.
Oh, it was. It was
not great at all. Not great. And yeah, that great goal by Bellingham. I mean, by all accounts, he probably might have been subbed off before he done that. He hadn't done a lot else, had he? Let's be honest. And thankfully he was still on though to do that. But you could say the same about Harry Kane as well. What else had he done? He had the headed wide when he had a great chance. Remember that chance, that header in front of the goal, headed it well wide. A rebound shot off the post from Royce that he hit into the ground and miles over the bar. Anything else? I mean, there wasn't. I mean, okay, another goal disallowed through offside yet again. Foden offside yet again. It's becoming a bit of a trend, that being offside and scoring. But really, I mean, it was poor. We were poor again, I thought. And Slovakia deservedly took the lead. And what, they 45th, 46th in the world, I believe. Something like that. Slovakia. And we can't dominate teams like this. We can't seem to do it when we should be. And I don't know what to say now with this, man. It's just becoming boring. And I think one change, Mainu in for who was it in midfield?
Gallagher.
That was it. Yeah. That one change after that last time when we see Palmer and all that come on and do things when they came on and we played better. Okay, he brought Palmer on this time and he weren't great, to be honest. I don't think Palmer done that great this time when he came on, but you knew he was going to have better chance, more attacking when you brought him on last time. But no, he goes straight back to what he does before. He won't change it. He's stubborn, this guy. He's absolutely stubborn. And I'm afraid it's not going to win us this trophy. We ain't going to win this Euros, Manny. No way. We just aren't. Playing against better teams, we're done. We are done.
Yeah, exactly. And how we were even considered to be one of the favourites for this tournament really is beyond me.
Chelsea fan. Yeah.
Um, it's just completely ridiculous. You know, I can understand people wanting to be jingoistic and say we've got it this time and be really happy with the squad that was picked. But the problem is you are, effectively leaving such a really good squad in the hands of a pathetic manager. I still have people, mind you, who are only too willing to, keep banging the drum for Southgate, saying he's actually a really fine I mean, he may not be tactically the best manager, but what he has done is really unite the team and unite the country and so forth. But the thing is, there's so many sides to this. One of the things which I keep saying is that we lost the Euro final and our four fine black internationals, Rashford, Saka, Sancho, and Sterling. Of course, only Saka's still around with the England squad these days. When they were so subjected to horrible racist abuse online, Southgate had the ability to be more scathing in his condemnation of those people responsible. All he said was, "This was unforgivable. We're better than this. We've done so much as a nation. For fuck's sake, man! I'm sorry, but I'm really sorry for having dropped an F bomb.
Oh, it's fine, mate.
It's
I don't mind that. I know you don't usually do it, Manny, and I'm surprised you did.
It's something that hurts me personally,
you.
because I grew up also having people call me a packy and so forth, the same insult that was lobbed at Rishi Sunak not too long ago, and one or two people effectively saying, "Why don't you go back to India where you came from?" Well, the irony of that, I am back here, but I will never be from here. But when that thing happened, Southgate had the ability to not just be an employee of the FA, but a statesman, and to really be more scathing in his condemnation and have a crackdown on everything. And the worst part of all is that when the media were focusing a great deal on Bukayo Saka as the face of failure, so to speak, after our loss to Iceland, Southgate had the ability then to criticize the media. And that's the thing, because he's so entrenched in the FA. He's sort of an employee of the FA, and obviously that there is an almost. I don't want to. I might as well say it now. I mean, because you could say that my cherry's busted. You could say that it's an incestuous sort of relationship between the FA and the media. He should have been the first one to condemn that and say, you know what, Bukayo Saka doesn't deserve this. Focus your anger on me. Don't blame the players. And the sad part is that for all of our ineptitude, he hasn't really been willing to. He's only begrudgingly taken responsibility, and of course, there is the idea that maybe his days as England manager could be numbered. And I'm sure the players would say that they don't want that to happen, but for several others, they'll be absolutely delighted. And the way he's got us playing in the group stages, especially after, apart from a few moments against Serbia, we were absolutely dire. And that same funk continued when we weren't able to create very much until, we never even had a damn shot on target. And of course, as you know, if a shot hits the post, technically it's not counted on target. To be on target.
Exactly.
We still weren't able to, hit a horse's backside with a banjo. And there was also a disgusting moment where we took a free kick too quickly. The two players in the middle were too dozy to really understand it. And we very nearly had a situation where it was intercepted by a Slovakian player who tried to chip Jordan Pickford from almost near the halfway line and very nearly succeeded. That's how horrible we were. And then you've got people like, Bellingham and others saying, the fans should get behind the team more. I'm sorry, but I have no respect for players who see it fit to criticize fans like this, because, maybe there are some fans who possibly may not know football very much. But as Roy Keane would say, these fans are not members of the Prawn Sandwich Brigade. They've spent a great deal of dosh, coming over to Germany to support the team, and they have a right to expect a little bit better, and they have a right to be angry with some of the performances. And of course, less said about certain fans who saw it fit to make idiots of themselves on Twitter, the better. I don't want to specify those. They're not worthy of any kind of publicity, but still, you can't criticize the fans like this. And this is a recipe for disaster. If you remember the 2010 World Cup, I believe we drew against Algeria. It was a goalless draw. And
Yeah.
that was, of
Yeah, I
course,
remember it.
after that. That was, of course, after our opening game draw against the USA, where Robert proved that it was not easy being green, and certainly knew how Kermit the Frog felt.
Yeah. Yeah.
And somehow, we managed to get through with a win over. I don't quite. It might have been Slovenia. I think it was. Yes, it was Slovenia. But then after the Algeria game, Wayne Rooney was seen effing and blinding towards the fans, saying,
Mm.
"Thanks a lot for your support, you
Remember,
whatever."
it's to the camera, I believe, as well. He was doing it to the camera, actually, as
Yeah,
well.
absolutely. I mean, for all the criticism of Paul Gascoigne belching into a camera while in
Mm.
Italy, I think I'd sooner take a belch than somebody,
Yeah.
effing and blinding me as a fan.
Mm.
Oh, God bless Gaza. I'm glad he seems to be slightly okay and on the mend. But
Mm.
that
Yeah.
tournament, of course, we faced Germany in the round of 16. We had, a legitimate goal disallowed, but we were never going to win that match, and we got absolutely pasted. So it just goes to show, you disrespect the fans like this, you're
Mm.
asking for trouble.
Exactly. Exactly, mate. And of course, got this article here. Well, hey, Jude. England 2, Slovakia 1. 3 lines into last 8 as Bellingham and Kane lead dramatic turnaround. Kane saves England blushes. Bellingham overhead kick to equalise. Foden goal chalked out for offside. Shran stuns 3 Lions. He did. England have secured their spot in the quarterfinals of Euro 2024 after a dramatic 2-1 win against Slovakia. The Slovaks took the lead in Gelsenkirchen through Ivan Schranz on 25 minutes. With seconds and a 90 remaining, Bellingham fired the 3 lines to extra time with a stunning overhead kick, which is what it was. But saying that, it wasn't great play. It was what you'd say from the old days of doing a long throw, a guy heading it on, and then somebody put it in the back of the net, which is not
Yes.
rocket science. You just do that. It was like you could say probably a team like Wimbledon would play something like that back in the day. And that's no disrespect to Wimbledon, but that was the kind of play they used to do. Throw it in Fashanu or somebody else. Eric Young had head it on, and then somebody else would nod it in the back of the net or whatever, that sort of thing. And it's not, it's no great play. But it took that for us to do anything, for us to score. All the play we were doing, it was backwards, sideways, the usual boring, negative, useless shit. And it's the same. It was the same. And it took that to us to get him to get that goal. It was a great overhead kick. It was a brilliant goal. It was a great goal. But, it wasn't great play. And we weren't, we were poor. We were a shit team. And,
You bet.
again, for the fourth match running, we played really badly. And the people are saying, well, look, if they play like that, they bore their way and win the tournament. What does it matter? But I want to see entertaining football, Manny. Don't we? Do we not all want to see that?
Yes, we do. We do. We do. And, there's always a danger as a fan of being called a hypocrite, saying that, you want the team to succeed, but you also want to see the team
Yeah,
playing better football. But, when I remember watching Italia 90, where we had an absolutely poor start against the Republic of Ireland, where the Italian press was saying, no
yeah,
football, please, we're English. And even our own
yeah,
rags, as I call them, were scathing in their criticism of us. But, you know, at least we showed signs of getting better. I mean, we played better against the European champions, Holland, who obviously were having some internal problems of their own. We got the win we needed against Egypt. It wasn't pretty. But then once we got to the knockout stages, we got better. I mean, we had a similar, last minute heroic result against Belgium with that moment of magic from David Platt. In the quarterfinals, we, probably didn't impress initially against Cameroon, but then we did what we needed to do to get through. Gary Lineker with 2 penalties after David Platt once again
remember
put
it.
us ahead. And we probably saved our best match for the semi-final, where we literally dominated the Germans.
Germans, yeah.
And
We all know what happened.
we were looking the more likely winners, and we were dreaming about the prospect of a final against weakened Argentina and Diego Maradona. But then a deflected goal from Andy Bramer, Gary Lineker, equalised, went to extra time. Chris Waddle hit the post. Then it went to penalties, and we all know what happened there. But at least we saw some signs of starting to improve and evolve and get better once, Robson.
Same Euro '96. You could say the same there. We were so close there again against the Germans yet again.
Exactly,
So close.
Even there we started poorly, only drawing against Switzerland, who are of course going to be our quarterfinal opponents. But then
that's right.
A win against Scotland with that moment of magic from Gaza, who was about to be subbed off that game before until he scored. And then, of course, that brilliant pasting of the Netherlands. And then we went through, and things were looking so hunky-dory there. Here, the problem is I just don't see any improvement. Even after making the decision to bring Kobbie Mainoo into the team and seeing him, do as well as he did, there was still this idea that we just weren't able to really, really, really get things together. We just weren't quite able to, have that level of cohesion. And even defensively, I mean, people have been raving about Mark Gui, saying that he's had a brilliant tournament, but on several occasions he was found wanting.
Exactly. I don't think he's been faultless at all.
Yeah,
I don't think he's been faultless.
Exactly, and that's the. Go ahead.
Well, to be honest, I know a lot of people will say, don't play Dunk. I still would have had him, and I would have had Konza at the back there, both of them.
No, the problem is, I mean, Dunk had his chances in the friendlies, and he completely, mucked his. He blocked his copybook. He was actually, if you remember correctly, wholly at fault for that winner for Brazil's winning goal when they played us. Yeah. And we never should have lost that game. And for me, I just don't.
Friendlies. That's friendlies. That's not exactly. If you've done it in a proper tournament, I can understand. In a proper competition, but friendlies, surely you're allowed to do it there because it's not going to cost anything, is it? In a friendly.
True, but having said all of that, you want to make sure that you are able to, you want to make sure that you are able to maintain the momentum that you need, and also impress against an opponent like Brazil, who of course have their own pedigree. And when we played Iceland as well and lost to them, I think a lot of us were having flashbacks of everything happening all over again. And I remember making a post on Twitter and also asking on our group chat, would this be worse than the Iceland exit at Euro 2016 if we went out? Yeah. And I had a lot of people overwhelmingly agreeing with me, saying that yes, it would, because at least at Euro 2016 we scored more goals.
Yeah, exactly.
And this time around we couldn't even muster a shot on target. We looked absolutely dire, and he
weren't in the squad.
Exactly.
But no, he's not there, Dyer. But no, that's just our play. Yeah. Yeah. So I might just read a little bit more of this, and then we'll talk about it a bit more. I've got a few other ones to discuss, though.
Yes.
Yeah. Well, as we know, where England play next, we know it's Switzerland, and that's going to be a tough one. A much better team than Slovakia. Saturday, yeah. Again, 5 o'clock on Saturday. This Saturday. Bellingham defends gesture. Jude Bellingham has defended the controversial gesture he made after scoring for England against Slovakia. The midfielder has been accused of taunting the opposition bench after celebrating his stoppage time equaliser on Sunday. He wrote on X an inside joke gesture towards some close friends who were at the game. Nothing but respect for how that Slovakia team played tonight. Yeah, well, there you go. Bellingham and Lord's team. Jude Bellingham lauded the England team in his post-match interview with ITV. He said, I know what I can deliver in those moments, regardless of what people say. I've done it this year for Madrid. I've done it for England before. Just happy to help the team. A good win through to the next round. Very happy. It's been tough the last week or so to keep the negative energy out of the camp. I think today they will have been ready for us. We showed the character that England's missed. It's very important to get through. I think the performance was really good until their goal, and even after. We had massive control of the game, always threatening in the final third. Maybe just lacking the final touch to create big chances. It's going to be important for us going forward, definitely. Look at who came on. We won this game together. Not me, not Harry, not the individual moments. It's the likes of Ivan Toney, Berishi Eze, Cole Palmer, Bukayo Saka going to left back. It's the sacrifice you make for the team, and that's the energy we need to keep regardless of what goes on. But to be honest, I don't think Tony was that pleased, coming on 2 minutes near the end, having to try and do something for England. And yeah, he did in the end, in the extra time maybe. But I'd be pissed coming on 2 minutes from time, being expected to do something in those 2 minutes. And I don't think he was happy with that, Tony, to be honest. And as much as I hate what he's done and what he said about us and various other things, I would hate that myself, having to come on for 2 minutes to try and produce something. And that's that Waddy again, Southgate. Why?
Yep. It very nearly failed, mind you, just as it failed when he brought Jack Grealish on with seconds left against France in Qatar. And that's one of the reasons why, many of us can never really get behind this bloke as a manager.
No. And that's, as other people have said, it's about as much out of luck as anything. It wasn't a stroke of genius in bringing him on to do that. That was luck. And he didn't give him enough time. People were saying, well, why didn't they give him? Well, he could have played probably from the second half, could have come on for Kane or whatever, or, because he wasn't doing much, Kane, let's be honest. And he did have chances, but he cocked them all up. The chances he did have. Mm-hmm. And you're thinking, well, why not even Ollie Watkins? Why not bring him on as well,
Absolutely.
But it's also got something about, do you think he was better last night, Declan Rice? They're saying what he done last night, heat map there.
Maybe marginally better, but even then he also had some moments initially where he was getting,
well, he hit the post as well.
He did. I mean, he got better as the match went on, but I think there were points in the beginning where he wasn't exactly, doing himself or the team any kind of justice. But again, this is the thing. I mean, we just didn't start well enough, and against a Switzerland team which obviously, dismantled Italy quite magnificently. If you start slowly, then you are asking for a world of pain and a lot of trouble, and that's the worst part about it.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I think you'd also already alluded to this, mate, that about the criticism bit, because it's like they almost feel hurt that we're actually criticising them. But if you're not doing something, you're not playing well, you're not doing this and that, surely you have to have criticism. It's the way of the world. It's what happens. If you're not up to it and you're not performing, you're going to get criticism.
Absolutely.
And they don't seem to be able to take these England players. And Bellingham as well. I mean, should he be out? I know they say he's got to talk because he was player of the match again. And he's got to come out and talk and be interviewed. But to be honest, he sounded like he was hurt. He was crying. He was a little toddler, crying, throwing his dummy out the pram, you know, and crying about everything, feeling really, you know, weight of the world on his shoulders, that people were having the right go at him. And some people were saying, well, no, he's not used to that in you know, in Madrid. He's not used to that at Real.
Oh, in the words of Roy Keane, do me a favour.
Yeah, exactly. And you know, you got to be criticised if you can't. If you know, these players are up on a pedestal that we all say they should be doing much better than they are. They, you know, the talent they got, the ability, and at certain times he wasn't performing, and he could have easily been taken off. But he got that great goal. It was a great goal as a worldie, and you know, and it saved him. And but I think you got to learn to take it, mate. You got to learn in this business. I know you're still only 21. I know you're still young, but you got to learn to take it. And you know, people are going to be on your back if you're not performing. And most of the England players were not performing yet again. And we will go on to you, Phil Foden. We will talk about you as well. Because again, you didn't perform.
This ought to be fun. I can't wait to hear what you got to say about the. First of all, of course, let's remind ourselves that he, of course, his wife did give birth to their third child. So congratulations to Phil and his partner.
Congrats.
But I just wonder if now he's got other things on his mind other than the football.
Yeah. Well, exactly. Well, Spain had Georgia on their minds last night, but they certainly thrashed them in the end, didn't they?
Oh, they did.
4-1. But, you know, I'm going to go into this thing as well. This thing, it was a bit, I thought actually it was a bit of spirit and a bit of, you know, actually showing growing a pair and doing something and getting involved in something. And it wasn't exactly for the actual match, but it was this. Declan Rice involved in heated spat with Slovakia manager after England survived a few scare to claim 2-1 victory and progress to quarter-final. In a way, it's showing that at least he's got some fight. Somebody's got some fight and wants it, you know. But before I do, there's a couple of comments. Two from Central Man. Big up Central Man Network. Great to see you in here, mate. Big up Manny and Mr. B. Yeah, big up to you, my friend. Yeah, Jude isn't a attacking mid. He's a CM. Probably. But still, anyway, I will go into this. Declan Rice.
Yeah, just before I do, I will clarify Central's comment. He is sort of playing as the 10. So in a 4-3-3, he would be in the centre of the midfield, but he does occasionally go up and down. And this is one of the things that really angers me. I mean, you'd like to see Bellingham doing a little bit more in terms of defensive work, but I don't know if the system maybe is asking him to do a bit too much. I don't know, but we'll have to see. But sorry for cutting in. Please read the article. I'd love to hear everything that's gone on here.
Yeah, Francesco Calzona was spotted shoving Rice in the chest after full time. Yeah, we did see it, and that's what he did. And he was going to the ref to obviously go on about something, obviously the actual decisions he's made, I guess, and things like that. And then, of course, Rice said something to him, and then he shoved him. We all saw it, you know. But I think there'd only be one winner there, and that's Rice. At the end of the day, if that was an actual fight. Declan Rice was involved in a heated altercation with Slovakia manager Francesco Calzona after England won 2-1 after extra time to reach the quarterfinals of Euro 2024. TV footage captured Calzona pushing Rice away after approaching referee Uma Mila, who I thought was pathetic. An absolutely useless ref. Absolutely crap. Let every single foul those Slovakians were doing on us, kicking the crap out of us, let it all go. He was absolutely shit, that referee.
Yeah, it was poor from
Terrible.
him. I agree. It was poor from him. His mistake, of course, was dishing out cards too early. So, he couldn't really end up,
No.
giving people more. But there were some fouls that should have been penalised and weren't. But go ahead, please.
Yeah, the England star took exception and was seen furiously gesticulating and aiming expletives at Calzona before being pulled away by Ivan Toney. Rice was then spotted telling Slovakian coaches and substitutes to shut up, as he was removed from the situation by Toney and Ezri Konsa. The incident came after England had survived a huge scare as Jude Bellingham scored a dramatic 95th minute equaliser before Harry Kane headed the winner less than a minute into extra time. Yeah, so that's what it's showing, him doing that, shouting and gesticulating towards Slovakia manager Francesco Calzona and telling Slovakian coaches and substitutes to shut up. I don't know if I could show this on here, this video thing. I don't know, it's on X. Probably can't, I don't know. Do you think I could show this, Manny?
You could try if you like. I mean, I'm not too sure.
Well,
have you? I don't know if you've had any of your videos taken down in recent times, though.
No, I haven't actually. So I could do it, but then at the end, I don't really show that much of them. And also, it's got up here breaking news: Jude Bellingham and Declan Rice are set to escape bans at Euro 2024. So they obviously going to escape it. All this. So but anyway, I'll just read this bit. I won't bother showing it just in case. The victory set up a meeting with Switzerland, who beat Italy 2-0 in the last day on Saturday. Italy were poor. That's the worst Italian team I've seen for ages.
Yep.
They were absolutely useless. And we think we were poor. They were worse.
Oh,
absolutely
yes.
Clueless.
Yeah. Hashtag justice for Luka Modric. Hashtag justice for Euro 2020.
Yeah. Goodbye, Italy. Goodbye.
Arrivederci, Italia.
Arrivederci.
You're going to Rome. Woohoo!
Exactly. Yeah. I echo that. It's not clear what irked Calzona and prompted him to speak to the referee after the final whistle had blown. He pushed Rice in the chest and could be seen aiming words at the 25-year-old. Konsa, Toney and backup goalkeeper Aaron Ramsdale were then involved in trying to defuse the situation after coming to the defence of their England counterpart. England were abject throughout the contest in Gelsenkirchen after falling behind in the 25th minute to Ivan Schran's well-taken effort. They had to wait until deep into the dying stages to equalise as Bellingham's acrobatic moment of magic spared their blushes and preserved their place in the tournament. Bellingham's superb bicycle kick sparked a turnaround as Kane headed home in the first minute of the additional 30. England then held on to secure a vital victory to progress to the quarterfinals and keep Gareth Southgate in his job. Sweet Caroline doesn't sound very sweet, Gary Neville said. I mean, relief is the word of the game. We've been very, very lucky and we should thank our lucky stars. Look up there and thank everything because we were woeful. Exactly. We've been woeful now for 4 games. Exactly. And not even extra time we played particularly well. No. We sort of drew Slovakia onto us. Yeah, they were unlucky at the end. Instead of going for a third, we held back. We kept behind. We defended. Why? Go 2-1 and then get another one. Finish them off. We've got to change something dramatically now. I'm happy for Gareth. We all know him in the studio. He's a great guy. Got massive integrity, but he will realise tonight that he was so close to the edge. Very close to the edge. Yeah.
Exactly.
Yep.
Yeah, but it's sad, really, that this thing. I mean, are you done with the article?
Yeah, I might just look on this thing about obviously escape this bans. Yeah, so I'll just have a quick look at that. Because obviously it's breaking news. Jude Bellingham and Declan Rice set to escape bans at Euro 2024 for X-rated gesture and bald. Oh, look, so they called him bald. What do you think that word is? Who knows? What we could say that is jibe in bad tempered Slovakia win, leaving both available to face Switzerland. Yeah. Right, Jude Bellingham and Declan Rice are not expected to face UEFA charges after the fiery end to England's dramatic win over Slovakia. After his 95th minute overhead kick saved the three Lions from defeat, Real Madrid midfielder Bellingham was seen making an apparent crude gesture towards the Slovakia bench. However, he was quick to take to social media to point out that the gesture was an in-joke. Oh yeah, he said about this. We said about it earlier, didn't we?
Yeah.
Aimed towards close friends who were in the stands. Nothing but respect for how that Slovakia team played tonight. Yeah, already said all that. Later, after Harry Kane scored a winner in extra time, Rice was involved in a heated exchange with opposition manager Francesco Calzone. I don't know if that's the Italian thing. Meal food, a folded pizza, Calzone. So I think they spelled that wrong somehow. Which led to him being held. I'll see it's Calzone, his name, isn't it? So,
Yeah,
which led to him being held back by Aaron Ramsdale. Rice appeared to call the Italian who tried to approach the officials a bald. I would say probably a bald twat or something like that. Brat, something, you know. Mel Sport understands that UEFA have no plans to charge the pair with fines or bans bans are unlikely. That means that both should be available for England's quarter-final against Switzerland in Dusseldorf on Saturday. Well, which is good then.
It's good, but it makes us a hated team, really.
Yeah, exactly. And it goes on to say it's not the first time the gesture has been made by an individual in football. Atletico Madrid boss Diego Simeone, what a surprise, made an apology after a similar gesture in the Champions League in 2019 when his side beat Juventus. Yeah, what a shot that guy doing it. Hey, yeah. His cojones gesture was then mimicked by Cristiano Ronaldo in the return leg as the Italian club produced an incredible comeback to win 3-2 on aggregate. However, the Portuguese star escaped a ban and was instead fined €20,000 for improper conduct by UEFA. Oh man, that's going to hit him hard, wouldn't it? €20,000, yeah.
Nah, it's the sort of money he'd throw away in tips. You know that.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that was it with the cojones. Yeah. Meanwhile, Slovakia boss Calzone later revealed what sparked his confrontation with England midfielder Rice and explained that he wanted to complain about their failure to punish time-wasting tactics during extra time. Rice was supposed to go to the referees and leave, Calzone said. I had to speak to the refs and he wasn't leaving. Expert lip reader Jeremy Freeman told Mail Sport that during the altercation, the furious Rice said, "Shut up." Well, I think we know what that might be, but I won't say it.
Decky.
Boy, shut up, you ball. Yeah, like that. England already have one suspension concern with Mark Gahey unavailable for their clash in the next round after picking up an early booking on Gelsenkirchen. But then that might not be that bad because we got other players surely that can fill that role. Obviously Konza. I will still say Dunk. I'm sorry you don't want to know him playing, but who else could we put there? Gomez? I don't know. Gomez, could he go there?
Gomez is a fullback, mate. He can't go
fullback.
there.
No. Well, well, at least Dunk and Konza. I still don't want Stones there. I hate the guy. I think he's absolutely useless. And he was poor in this game again, I thought. He weren't great at all.
Yep.
It was the Crystal Palace's defender's second of the tournament after being booked in the 0-0 draw with Slovenia, meaning he will miss the clash on July the 6th. With or without Bellingham, England will start Saturday's quarter-final against Switzerland as favourites, at least among the bookmakers. However, the Three Lions will likely need to produce their best performance of the tournament so far to overcome an impressive outfit that knocked out Italy in the round of 16. Yeah, exactly. And we will obviously talk about them in a little while, Switzerland, because it's your old mate, Granit Xhaka, back to face up.
He's no mate of mine, but
I
at
was being
least
sarcastic, Manny.
yeah, I know that, and
Yeah.
obviously, he's driving away from the Arsenal, and we have all these Arsenal fans, really delighted for him saying that he was wonderful for us. No, he wasn't. I'm sick of this revision. He was a poor player for us, and he never ever was worthy of, captaining our club. And
Chris.
now of course that he's gone and he's playing for another club and doing well, everyone's saying how magnificent he is. Knock it off, all of you. Have some shame. Any bloke like him who throws the armband down the way he did is not worthy of any any respect. Simple as that.
I agree, but a lot haven't. A lot of them love him or something and rave about him. And I thought, well, why? What? He had one great season at the end. He told you all to F off and threw his armband down. What more can you do and still be loved as a player?
It's simple, mate, because there is it's sort of this idea which says that if Arteta wants him back in the team, I want him back in the team. And, Arteta seems to have cast a spell on the fans that way. Ugh.
Yeah. As Chris says here as well, though, it's insanity. You can't keep doing same things and getting away with it. It's madness. Exactly, Chris. I agree, man. I agree. Exactly,
Big up
100%.
to you, Chris, by the way. Thanks for joining in.
Yeah, big up, Chris. And Switzerland far better than Slovakia. Yeah, I agree again. Slovakia, Switzerland knocked out the holders. Italy knocked out, but Italy were poor. Knocked out France in Euro 2020 last 16.
Yep, they did.
Yeah. A very decent team, Switzerland. A very, very decent team. I wouldn't say world class. I wouldn't say they're amazing, but I think they're a very good team. I don't think they might not ever win I don't think they could win a trophy. Do you think they might ever win a trophy one day in these Euros or anything? You think they're good enough, or
well, I mean, they'll always have a chance. It's just that we just don't know how well they're really going to do. But you never know. Things could happen, and they certainly seem to have a good chemistry around the team under Murat Yakin, the former international, of course. His brother Hakan Yakin was also Swiss international, and I think they seem to be doing quite well. And I tell you what, they will certainly surprise a few teams. And if they manage to make the semi-finals from there, the beauty of making the semi-finals is that it's anybody's trophy to win from there.
Yeah.
They could even be shock finalists. Don't rule that out, because they're on our side of the draw. They beat us. They face possibly, Holland or some other team, maybe Austria or Turkey, and who knows?
Yeah. Anyway, I will be talking about them in a little while. I just want to obviously talk about, we know who. As I've already alluded to him and mentioned his name, I'm going to go into it about him. And the guy that everyone said was going to be great. He had a great season for City. Well, yeah, he had a great season. I remember him scoring a hat-trick against us. How great he was against the Bees. So, but why isn't he not showing it for England? and that's Phil Foden. What is the issue? Why can't he produce it? This is the opinion here Mark White published yesterday. Am I going mad, or is Phil Foden England's obvious problem right now? Phil Foden is the clear issue that England have, so why hasn't anyone else seemed to notice? We have, mate. We have certainly noticed. But they're not going into it, exactly. Why are they not? Phil Foden is something that no other England player ever has before. It's not the passing range, the half turn, even the Pep Guardiola education from such a young age. It's the clamour for him to make a difference, despite him already being in the starting 11. You know the drill now, right? Whoever's left on the bench is always the key to all of England's problems. See Jack Grealish in 2021, Foden himself in 2022. As pundits do Gareth Southgate's job for him. Yet, despite Premier League Player of the Year, Foden starting the tournament, there's still clamour for him to not just play, but for him to be the king and courtroom of the Three Lions summer. We need to find a way to get the best out of him, Micah Richards cried after the 1-0 win over Serbia. Exactly. Calling for him to have a freer role. We can't make the same mistakes with Foden that we did with Paul Scholes. Yeah. Gary Neville warned ahead of Euro 2024, insisting that the Manchester City man should be playing centrally. Scholes himself reckons Foden will win you games. Am I missing something? Seriously? I believe it was Johan Cruyff who said something along the lines of football being a simple game. A simple football being the hardest thing there is. This might be the only time this summer that you'll see the Dutch greats name in the same sentence as Southgate's. But the England boss was onto something when he kept things straightforward and selected players based on who fitted each role. He always picked profile over personality. None of this Gerard Lampard nonsense. Jordan Henderson was boring but effective in midfield. Harry Maguire at the back, despite the temptation to slot in more popular centre-backs. Bukayo Saka and Raheem Sterling wide, however flashy the likes of Jadon Sancho and Jack Grealish were. Yet somewhere down the line, Southgate went all Harvey Dent and forgot his core beliefs. A front line of Foden, Saka and Kane, with Bellingham behind. Maybe an A-list option, but it has no runner. They all want the ball to feet, no one to stretch a defence. Means that England are playing in front of every defence they face and never behind. Means that a team like Serbia can pen England in, Pickford lumping the ball up to Kane with no threat of the captain playing in either of the wingers beside him because there's no threat on the counter. So since Marcus Rashford and Raheem Sterling aren't in the squad, you need either Anthony Gordon or Ollie Watkins in there. You're not dropping Kane, well, despite BBC pundits turning on him at half time against Denmark. Saka is England men's player of the year for the past 2 years. Still ain't performed though. Bellingham has transformed the press and has been fantastic for England since his introduction. Foden, meanwhile, has been patchy at best for England. It shouldn't have to be any more difficult than that. Trent Alexander-Arnold was never granted column inches or post-match analysis on how England could have built the team around him, and it was much easier to do so given the presence of Henderson. Yet there's an incessant rewriting of what Foden does, what he can do and what he should do for England. The idea that he should be England's most important player is just that, an idea. He never has been. And it takes moving everyone else around, taking Bellingham out of his best position, perhaps Saka too, asking Kane to work for Foden rather than the other way round, just to make it happen. To paraphrase Jesse Eisenberg's character in The Social Network, if Foden was England's best player, he'd have been England's best player any time you've seen him in the past 4 years. Do any of these pundits actually watch Foden? He isn't a player you give a free roll to. He's a master of adapting his game based on the mission. with Guardiola tasking him with whatever's needed, not just handing him the keys to the machine. When he's played on the left for City, actually, he's been a touchline winger, not cutting inside, and especially not with a right-footed left-back behind him. He doesn't play mate like De Bruyne anyway. He receives turns better than pretty much anyone in the world, may I add.
Mm-hmm.
Carries the ball and shoots. Do England need that so badly that it's worth disrupting the balance? No. They need a runner. The question should be which of Foden, Saka or Cole Palmer you pick alongside Bellingham and Kane. Not how you get 2 of the 3 in your team and simply get by without the all-important pacing behind. In fact, I'm beginning to question why there's such a clamour to build around Foden at all. Is it for England's benefit? Exactly. Or is it for Phil Foden's? Spain are leaving Dani Olmo and Ferran Torres out for Fabian Ruiz. Germany are leaving Leroy Sané on the bench and playing Robin Andrich. Did we learn nothing from the golden generation? It really is English arrogance to rock up with 2 number 10s and no sense of balance just because they both had really good seasons and expect to steamroll your group. Time and again, though, England fans, pundits and would-be managers bend over backwards trying to get all their favourites in the 1-11. I love Foden. He may well have been the best player in the world last season, but history is littered with all-time greats who had to sit on the bench, including Foden in City's treble-winning season. Is it just me, or is it obvious that he has to sit it out again? Great article, that, I think. He's hit the nail right on the head as well. I think there.
Absolutely. And, it really is, disgusting how people can, how Southgate can have the nerve to say that I'm happy to drop brilliant servants like Sterling and Henderson and Rashford because he wants the squad to evolve. But what's the point of evolving the squad if you can't evolve tactically as a manager? It's absolutely stupid. And again, you're selecting players for the team based on their own reputation, but rather than whether or not they can actually fit the team. And I think that article has absolutely hit the nail on the head there. And we've got AFC Always in the building. I hope you're healthier these days, mate. And I'm really happy that you seem to be better. And this particular comment right here, Maino being one of the only players willing to get on the ball and do something, probably, illustrates why Maino should have been given a bigger role. Because if you pick him and you make a big deal out of him, you've got to try to find some way to give him the chance to shine. And yes, he's no Paul Gascoigne in Italia 90 or Euro 96, but he is giving it his all. And you had, the ex-Liverpool, Aston Villa and England striker Stan Collymore on Twitter saying that his performances have put, his England teammates to shame, really. And, it's just... it's just ridiculous the way everything is sort of being done by Southgate. And I just don't know if there's any chance of him evolving and really starting to see, which players he can use for the system that he wants to play in. And that's why he has to do his homework. That's why he has to take a look at people carefully and, judge whether or not they're perfect for his system. But now we're in a situation where we have no left-footed left back. Luke Shaw will not play any part in this tournament, and we've still got a fairly imbalanced midfield. I don't care if our at one point we only scored 2 goals in the group stage, and we equaled that in last night's game alone. But can we really pretend that our attack's going to carry us throughout the tournament? I really don't think so. And you can read these next 2 comments from Craig if you like.
I would have played Gomez left back, Bellingham next to Rice, Gordon on the left, Foden in the 10, Watkins up top. Yeah, sounds all right. As you say, I believe you said Watkins can't really play on his own up front. He needs someone with him.
Exactly. He has to play properly off the shoulder, so he works well with Kane in a 4-4-2. if you want that to happen, you are going to have to ask one of your wingers to double up as a striker if you want to accommodate Watkins, and I don't know if that can work.
Could he work with Tony there as well, in behind him or something like that?
I like that. I think Watkins and Tony would be perfect. A current, a soon to be a former B and a soon to be former B. I know it might not make you a very happy chappy, but as long as it's doing business for England, why not?
I love Watkins still, and I'd love him back at the Bees. I tell you, I really would. But that ain't ever going to happen. But as far as Tony goes, he can go. He can bugger off, as far as I'm concerned. But no, but what he done for England, though, I thought he done all right when he come on, Tony. To be honest, I actually what he done. I mean, I know that bad shot he had at the end there. He could have finished that and made it 3-1, but it was a horrible shot over the bar. But he hasn't been in goal scoring form since he came back. He scored a few for Brentford. Well, I think was it five maybe he scored when he come back, something like that, 5 or 6, but still not great. And his finishing was woeful there. You see it for England. He had a great chance, didn't he? He could have made it 3-1, but still, yeah, I thought he was decent, given that he was only given 2 minutes to try and produce something originally. But yeah, and this other comment, he has been a revelation for England. I'm not sure about revelation. I thought he's done quite well. I wouldn't quite put it like that, but I think he's done okay. Yeah, hasn't been really poor. He has made occasionally an occasional mistake, but then for somebody who's never really played for England, it's his first real few games. I mean, I think he did play maybe a couple of friendlies before or qualifiers. I don't know. I know he's played a couple of friendlies maybe. But yeah, so really it's his first time in the tournament. I thought he's done okay. So, yes, I'm all good. Thanks, Manny, for asking. Yeah, it's good. Chris again, if Shaw makes the bench and he's fit, yeah. The thing is, if he's fit, if he's supposed to be fit, why is he not playing? Sure. Strange. Tony did more in those 3 minutes than Kane did in the 90+ minutes. Exactly.
Absolutely.
Exactly. Yeah. But then Kane did get the winner at the end of the day.
Yeah, but that was an extra time. So that's not in the 90s.
Yeah, but anyway, we're going to go on now to talk about Switzerland, Manny, and it's not about their chocolate, which is lovely as well, but it's about their football team, obviously. And I'll bring this article up, and we go into it. What England can expect from Switzerland? Their 4 tactical traits analysed. Yeah. From heartbreak to broken records, as 18 months on, Switzerland knocked out Euro 2020 winners Italy in the round of 16 at Euro 2024. It was only their second knockout winner at a major tournament and the first in regulation time. They beat France on penalties in the round of 16 at Euro 2020. It was also their first major tournament knockout game without Xherdan Shaqiri. Yep. He was on the bench, I believe, in the starting 11 since the 2006 World Cup. Piss off. What? Go away.
That's the worst part about the Athletic. You know, you try and read this on
this. Can I get rid of this?
I'm afraid you can't. You're stuck.
Oh, bugger off. Can I just see if I can get to another article? That's a pain. That might have been quite good, that one. Let's see now. Anything else that says more about them? There's plenty of articles, but I'm trying to obviously get into how they play and, you know, how we can break them down and deal with them, basically, their formations and whatever and all that. well, don't know about this one. No, that's more about just what they've done against Italy. So I can't put that one on. Although I suppose that could say what they would do if they played the same way against us, I guess, that they did against Italy.
Let's try that.
But then Italy were...
I believe they had a 3-4-2-1 sort of formation in many ways.
Yeah. Hold on a minute. What's going on? Trying to get that one up now. That was a shame, that old one. I got that blooming offer thing. Couldn't get that off. Right. This one. Holders eliminated as a brilliant Swiss reached last 8. Yeah. Switzerland booked their spot in the quarterfinals of the European Championship courtesy of a 2-0 victory over Italy in the last 16 of the stage of the competition on Saturday night. Remo Freuler made the breakthrough in the 37th minute of the contest before Ruben Vargas, that was a great goal, that as well, doubled Switzerland's advantage early in the second period of the round of 16 fixture. Italy was second best throughout the contest. They certainly were, with the Swiss fully deserving of their spot in the quarterfinals, which will be against either England or Slovakia. Well, we know it's England. With a pair clashing on Sunday evening, Switzerland reached the final 8 of Euro 2020, which proved to be their best ever showing at the European Championship. They look capable of being dark horses for the trophy this summer. As for Italy, the Euro 2020 holders have been dumped out, and having failed to impress in the group stage of the competition, it will go down as a hugely disappointing tournament for the Blues. But who cares, eh? Sorry, Italy, you're out. Bye-bye. Yeah, arrivederci. Right, and this doesn't actually, this is only really what, it's not saying what they actually played, their actual formation and stuff, I don't think.
Yeah, the best thing to do, Steve, would be to try to go to the match report and take a look and see how they played. And
analysis. Yeah, let's look at analysis. So I just want to see what their sort of formation was and what they sort of played.
Yeah, I think the report will tell you that. The report might tell you that.
Yeah, I'm trying to find that. Where is it now? This is a pain. Match report, here it is. That's what I've already read, though, isn't it?
It is. Same website and everything. But if you take a look at the lineups here, as I said, I'm going on BBC Sport. They play a 3-4-2-1. They play a 3-4-2-1 formation with either Embolo or Quadro Dua.
Well, if you've got that up there, mate, you might as well. Do you want to share that on here? Can you share that?
Absolutely.
Cheers, mate. I'm sorry. Yeah.
No, it's all good. It's all good. It's all good. And the reason why it's
really
really good to
play well organised. Yeah. Sorry, I was just saying that one. But...
Yeah, that's fine. That's fine. Don't worry about it. And so obviously this is the lineup. And one thing which I don't like about the BBC is that they sort of change their graphic. What they'd normally do is they'd display the formation on the field as well in the form of a picture. But I think they've stopped doing that. But as you can see, they sort of tend to play a 3-4-2-1 formation, basically with Rodriguez, Akanji, and Fabian Schär. Akanji, obviously, of Manchester City, and Schär, obviously, of Newcastle in that back three. Then, of course, you've got Granit Xhaka and Remo Freuler, who will be in the centre of that midfield, with Abisher and Ndoye on the wings. Vargas and Rieder. Vargas basically is the one person who performs the the left winger role, really, while Embolo is on his own up front. So at times it can be a 3-4-3, but Embolo goes a bit far forward. And so when you have these four layers, you basically have, a really strong, you've got a strong team, effectively.
It's a low press, isn't it?
Well built. You could say that. You could say that, definitely. And watch out for the number 17, Ruben Vargas. Of course, this bloke is literally the scourge, has been the scourge of many a right-sided midfielder and a right back in this tournament. And he's going to be one that Kyle Walker will really, really have to work hard to counter. So any talk of... thankfully, Kieran Trippier was past fit to play against Slovakia, because the talk was that maybe Walker would have been moved across and someone would have been brought in at right back. No, Walker has to stay there, even if he is starting to get on a little bit. And so the Walker-Vargas battle will be very, very key.
Yeah, man.
And
what's up, Holly? Good to see you, son. And
you got money, man?
Yeah, and again, obviously Granit Xhaka will be running the strings in the midfield along with Freuler. And so they really have a well-structured team under Murat Yakin, and it's a formation that they've been playing for quite some time now. Obviously, Jan Sommer behind the back three is a more than decent goalkeeper. We know about him from his days at, I believe he was at Borussia Dortmund, if memory serves me right, then moved on to Bayern Munich, and of course is now at Inter Milan, having replaced a certain Andre Onana. And several names on the bench you can choose from. Shaqiri obviously being one of them. Shaqiri did actually, play in one of the group games and scored an absolute quality goal. It was, of course, against. It was against.
I was doing the one with Luca. It was Luca. I was doing the watch-along, and I saw it.
So if memory serves me right, that goal was against Scotland after Scotland took the lead from
it was,
an own goal. That was somehow credited, I think, out of sympathy to Scott McTominay. Fabian Schär scored that own goal. Yeah. But Shaqiri's goal, that was an absolute, howitzer, an Angus Gunn. I call him Tommy Gunn because that's how impotent he was throughout the tournament. But he had no chance with that. And so when you can have someone like Shaqiri on the bench to bring on as an impact sub, but also be really happy with the way, everyone's playing. Because Shaqiri normally would play the role that either Vargas would play on the left or he'd be a part of that midfield. But so far, Murat Yakin has been really happy with the way things have gone for, for the team. And when you consider the likes of Dennis Zakaria and Stefan Elvedi and others, what he's got on the pitch right now is very much his first team, effectively. And that is really a team that looks very well organized, has so many wonderful layers about them, and will be really, really tough to break down. And let's not forget, of course, that the likes of Ebischer and Ndoye will also serve not just as wingers, but effectively wing backs in a way. So what they're playing is almost like 5-4. I wouldn't exactly call it a 5-4. You could almost call it a 5-4-1, or maybe it wouldn't be a 5-3-2 because they only have one striker up front. But they look exceptionally organized. They look and they look very tough to break down. And that is something that we're going to have to really talk about. And of course, as Arsenal fans, I know that Oli and I will be gleefully pointing out that because Jorginho didn't start for Italy, they just looked absolutely impotent. But they were pretty poor throughout this tournament. And I will say once again, hashtag justice for Luka Modric, hashtag justice for Euro 2020.
I just got a question, Manny. Jan Sommer. Did you not mention the team that he played for, Borussia Mönchengladbach, or did he not play for them?
Oh yeah, you're right. You're absolutely right. It was Mönchengladbach for which he played.
Mönchengladbach, not Dortmund. I think you're getting confused, like Kubel or another goalkeeper, I think.
Yeah, Kobel is actually the third goalkeeper, and he plays for Dortmund. So you're right. Sommer did in fact play for Mönchengladbach,
which is the team that Xhaka played for before Arsenal, actually.
Yep, that's right.
Yeah.
So we always seem to have trouble against these sort of teams, Manny and Ollie. We all seem to struggle, don't we, at England? Because playing against that low press and whatever, it's not easy for us. We prefer teams to come out, I think, and play. And whilst Switzerland can also do that a bit, I don't think they're like a majorly over-attacking team. passing team. So how do we combat it? How do we get the most from our team against this sort of team? So I'll start with you. Actually, I'll start with. Shall I start? Yeah, I'll start with Ollie first, and then I'll go to you, Manny. Okay. Okay,
Oh,
Ollie.
it looks as though
You there,
I think
mate?
he's frozen.
Yeah, that's fine. Yeah.
You there,
Wait, am I
bro?
frozen?
Yeah. So
yeah, I'm here.
yeah. How would you say what can we do to against Switzerland? What's our best formation? What sort of play strategy could we do against their low press and so forth?
Well, if I was Gareth Southgate, this would be my lineup. So I'll continue with the 4-3-3 for the back three, midfield three, and attack. I think he's played, a few other formations where maybe 4-2-3-1 or other formations. But I would play a 4-3-3 flat, no defensive, not attacking, just flat three with three midfielders. I'll go with obviously Pickford in goal. He'll keep his place. He's played all 4 games, kept 2 clean sheets in 4 games, so half clean sheet.
He won't be dropped.
Yeah. He won't be dropped. Obviously, we've got Aaron Ramsdale and Henderson in cover, but they won't get any game time unless he gets injured or has a poor game maybe against Switzerland. But he will keep his place. Right back, I'll go with Kyle Walker. He's got pace. He's got assist threat. He's quite decent defensively as well. I'd say he's more defensive than Trent right back. Then obviously 2 centre backs. Obviously, Guy he is suspended with the yellow card. He got 2 yellow cards, so I'd go with Stones, our best centre back. And I'd probably go with Ezri Konsa from Aston Villa at centre back. You can obviously put in the shout there, maybe Lewis Dunk from Brighton. But for me, I think we should play Konsa. Now, on the left back, it's going to be a bit difficult as well because Trippier is injured. Shaw is a bit of a doubt as well. He might start on the bench. He might be
I thought he was supposed to be fit now.
Apparently yeah, I know. Steps, he did come up with a good shout though. He did say Joe Gomez at left back. So I'm going to agree with that. I'm going to go Joe Gomez at left back. I think he's played there before for Liverpool when they haven't had Robertson or Tsimikas at left back. So I'll go with that back 4. Obviously 2 changes with the centre back and the left back. Middle 3, I'll go with the same. Bellingham in the middle. Defensive midfielders will be obviously Mainu and Rice. But we'll play a 4-3-3, so we'll be acting as a centre mid behind the attackers. Front 3, I'd probably do a bit of changes. I'd probably have Palmer on the left, Saka on the right, and Kane up front. Now, I've had a lot of mixed opinions. When we did a predicted lineup, someone said to play maybe Foden on the right and Palmer on the left, and then play Watkins instead of Kane. Now, I think it's a bit stupid to drop Kane because, he's scored 2 goals in the tournament in 4 games. He's our captain.
That great, I don't think, Ollie. I don't think he's done that brilliant. I know he's scored,
but he's our captain. He scored 2 goals, and Watkins isn't any better. I mean, Watkins does stay in the box. He adds more pace. He adds more threat in the box. And obviously, Tony, got the assist for the Kane goal. But what we need is goals from a striker. You don't need assists. You don't need pace. You don't need being in the box. And that's why Kane should keep his place. And obviously, he's played every game, probably been subbed off sometimes. Obviously, he was subbed off for Gallagher, and he's been subbed off for Watkins before and stuff. But obviously, we've got the option of Watkins and Tony if they do. If Southgate does want to make a striker change? But I would stick with Kane, and that's my lineup. Obviously, we'll hear from Manny what his lineup is, or the changes he'll make, or whatever. He might go the same lineup as me. He might obviously go different, and obviously Mr. V will get your say as well. But yeah, that's my predicted lineup. I will be talking about this in my watch along tomorrow. If you are free, Manny, I'm doing a Romania versus Netherlands watch along tomorrow at 4:30 p.m. UK time.
I didn't know.
Should be around 9:30.
Anyway, I didn't ask him.
That should be around 9:30 p.m. India time. But if all goes well, I might continue the stream and do the Austria-Turkey game unless Abs does that game. But we'll wait and see. But yeah, do join me for that one. I've got a lot of people who are working though. Abs is working, Rest is working, Wolfie's working.
Anyway.
Mr. B, you'll be there, and Hanno and Jamie, aka Shiny Pichu 44, will be there. That's pretty much the panels so far. I can have up to 10 people, and obviously Miss B and Hanno are going to share to their channels. But if anyone is free for that, I will be shouting out my socials very soon. I do need to go back to work soon, but when I get when I get a nod from my dad, I'll shout out my socials and tell you how you can contact me to obviously yeah, get in touch and if you want to be on my channel. But yeah, that's my thoughts. That's my lineup.
Yeah, before I go to you, Manny, I'll just quickly read this comment from Chris that he's saying his lineup would be Pickford, Walker, Stones, Konza, Shaw. He's on the bench, so he's fit, exactly. Rice, Bellingham, Foden in the 10, Saka, Kane, Gordon. Few should be dropped.
Wait, was Shaw on the bench for the Slovakia game? Was Shaw on the bench for the Slovakia game or not?
Might have been, he could have been, but again, of course, he wasn't played. So, but if he's on the bench, surely
he's in training though, and he's in training.
Yeah. So why is he not playing? Why is he not playing him? It just don't make sense.
Yeah. Big up Rosie in the chat and Goofy.
Right. Again, I still wouldn't have Stones because I don't rate him, but I seem to be one of the few that don't rate him.
So, Mr. B, because Guy he's suspended, would you then go with a Konza and Dunk then and drop Stones if you don't like Stones?
Dunk. I said Konza and Dunk. I mean, Manny don't like Dunk because a mistake he done against Brazil and all that. But I thought that's in the friendly.
Oh yeah.
So what does that matter?
Yeah.
But
wait, was that mistake leading to their goal?
Yeah, it was a friendly, Ollie. What do they matter at the end of the day? They're sort of practice games, aren't they? Really, at the end of the day. And
by the way, Mr. B, when are you going to do your cricket stream? Because it was scheduled.
I've had to delay that now. But anyway,
okay.
Moving on to you, Manny. What would you say, and what would your formation be, and everything to this?
Chris's team does sound pretty good. Obviously, I'm glad he's got Concert in. I don't know if Shaw can really suddenly make the step up to come back into the starting lineup. If he is fit, then I probably would expect him to be brought on as a substitute against Switzerland. I don't know if Southgate will trust him enough to start him, I'm afraid. And the very idea that Bellingham can be brought back to the defensive midfield to play in the pivot alongside Declan Rice. It does sound sensible, but the problem is you will miss out on his better attacking qualities, and you also, I know Bellingham is also at least marginally a better, has the defensive discipline, but after Kobbie Mainoo's excellent performance, I mean, it wasn't excellent per se, but at least he's starting to prove that he is at home in the England team. So Mainoo definitely has to, keep his place, and that means that we will keep. Bellingham in there. I would actually, there's a part of me that actually wouldn't mind seeing Saka put in at left back so that Cole Palmer can have a start, because Palmer also looked absolutely magnificent. But I guess because the thing about Saka is that he starts well, but often tires a great deal.
Yeah, he did in this game. I don't think he done a lot.
But I wouldn't play him left back. He played left back for Arsenal, and obviously he played left back in the Slovakia game, and he started off as a left back in the academy. But I don't want to risk him at left back. I want a proper defensive person at left back, like Joe Gomez, like Shaw, like Trippier if he's not injured. But
the problem is, Ollie, that we need a naturally left-footed left back, because our left side just looks impotent at the moment.
And is Saka left-footed?
Of course he's left-footed.
Oh right. Okay.
Why else would he start as a left back? So.
Like me, I'm left-footed. I could play left back in the changing room.
Very nice. But that's the sort of the thing. Like, if you were to play Saka at left back, at least he'd do a job defensively and allow Palmer to be able to shine, and also do a better job getting behind, but also firing in some really good crosses, which he did against Slovakia. And then, as Chris says, Gordon should also start on the left, and then bring on Foden as an impact sub to replace Palmer, maybe. And that's the imbalance. In Palmer, Foden, and Saka, we've got three right wingers. Who are the left wingers that we have? And so that's the idiocy of it all. It's really ridiculous. At least with Rashford, we had someone who felt at home playing on the left and knew that was a better position. So when you drop players like that saying their form isn't good enough, or you want to evolve the squad, you've got to pick like-for-like replacements. And that is why Southgate's incompetence in terms of squad selection will cost him. But without ranting, let me give you my lineup. Yes, so Jordan Pickford, Kyle Walker at left back, Bukayo Saka at left back, Stones and Ezri Konsa.
Two left back. Do you mean Walker at right back?
Yeah, I said I meant Walker right back. Walker at right back. Walker at right back. Saka at left back. Two central defenders. Mainu and Rice in the double pivot. Bellingham in the 10. Palmer and Gordon to start on the right and the left, respectively. And as much as I do not like seeing Harry Kane start, we can't drop him. He is the captain.
Wait, what about your centre backs? Your centre backs. You didn't say your centre backs.
I mentioned them, and please don't keep interrupting.
Oh,
me.
okay.
Thank you very much indeed. Stones and Konsa. Thank you very much indeed.
All right, cool.
There you go. He's not going to repeat it again, Ollie. So make sure you.
All right. I know. I've taken notes.
Good, mate.
Yeah, and Hannah with an interesting point here, saying that Chris. He's an England hater. Speaking to Chris, saying that we might need to drop Jude Bellingham. No.
No, he's an England hater. Don't listen to whatever Hannah says. Don't listen to what Hannah says. He just isn't. He's an England hater.
Yeah, he's still hurt about South
Only ever listen to what he says about South Africa.
Yeah.
Only ever listen to what he says about South Africa, not England.
Yeah, but they lost, didn't they? They did.
Yeah, and his rugby
I got that wrong as well. Manny got it right, so we bow to you. You're great.
Well done, Manny.
We bow to you.
Well done, Manny.
That India would win. Yeah. I have two ones. What does that mean? Teams.
Yeah, teams. Maybe England needs to sponsor McFitties.
Jammy Dodgers. Yeah. Yeah, but we're still in it, Rosie. Not you, Scotties. You're not in it anymore.
Scotland, we're not in the Euros anymore. Scotland are not in the Euros.
At least we're still in it. So there.
At least England are still in the Euros.
Yeah, we laddies are out. South Clan will put Jade in 10 and stick with Mainu.
Jade? Did you just say... You said South Clan will put Jade in the 10.
Yeah. Just feel Foden ruined on left wing. Yeah. But I've already done an article actually on it about Foden, didn't I, Manny, about him, and it was hit the nail right on the head about, why should we alter the system for him? And he's not even working wherever he's been put. He's not playing. He's not doing anything. So why try and alter things to fit one man, one player?
Ooh. Hanno's done his lineup, by the way. Hanno's put his lineup in
I'll
the
get into
chat.
that. Yeah, 100%. Manny, Rosie's agreeing with you there.
Yeah.
Manny.
Hi, Rosie. Nice to meet you.
Hi, Rosie. See you in here again.
And she's absolutely right. We might need to have McVitie's as a sponsor because if you grew up enjoying the digestive biscuits.
Chocolate digestive. They've got a white chocolate one.
All those chocolates with the soft centre. That should be us, shouldn't it?
Oh yeah.
Also, don't forget the hobnob, the ginger snaps, anything but the jammy Dodgers. Absolutely.
Anything but the jammy.
Yeah, 4-3-2-1. Hanno's gone for. We're Pickford, Trent, Stones, Konza, Gomez, Mainu, Rice, Foden, Palmer, Tony, and Gordon.
Tony? What is this guy smoking? Tony, Gordon, Palmer. What is that?
It's his opinion, mate. It's what he wants to go for.
It's because he hates England. He wants us to lose.
No, that's not bad. That's actually not a bad team.
Does he want Foden playing in the centre of the midfield? Oh, for Pete's.
Well, I've spoken to a Man City. To a Man City fan. He prefers Foden in that number 10 instead of the left or a winger. He prefers him.
Yeah. That's probably actually Foden's best position, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. Yeah, I wouldn't mind seeing Saka left back again.
But then again, why do you have to cater for him anyway? And he's not even really doing anything wherever he's been. Whatever position he's been Foden, he ain't done nothing. So I would drop him, but then I don't think Southgate can. He's a coward, as you said before.
No, he picks who he wants, mate. He picks who he wants. He doesn't drop players based on form. He picks his favourite players, his friends, begged him to play.
I don't exactly think Saka's done that much either.
He's had a few decent games. As Manny said, starts off well, and then he gets a bit tired. Maybe picks up an injury early on or in the second half. But Saka just has played way too much. He was overplayed at Arsenal. Played pretty much every game. He's played every game in the Euros so far for England. Even despite doubts of being injured and stuff. But he's just overplayed, man. Whoever he plays, England, Arsenal, Mikel Arteta plays him too much in the Premier League, even in the Champions League and the Cups. And then now in the Euros, even in the friendlies he played when we shouldn't have even played him in the friendlies. We should have saved him for the Euros instead of playing him in these friendlies. What if he got injured in one of those friendlies and then we have to play, call up like Jack Grealish or play like Palmer or Foden on the right instead of Saka? But he just overplayed, and obviously he will play against Switzerland. But we just hope and pray he doesn't pick up an injury or get subbed off early for playing poor or gets fatigue or cramp or he gets tired after a while. So just hope and pray he's either, possibly rested and we play a different front three, or he's played and subbed off if he's got a yellow card, or if he looks like he's, going to get an injury, then maybe sub him off. But Manny and me obviously know about Saka. We know that he's overplayed. We know that he gets tired, he gets injuries.
He doesn't get that much of a rest, does he?
And me and Manny, in the Premier League, we see him week in, week out, starting for Arsenal. Whether, one day, one game he could be.
He's your star boy, man.
Well, he is, yeah. And I think he is a future captain as well, because if they say Odegaard leaves, or obviously Xhaka's gone now, so he's not the captain anymore. But I reckon Saka and players like Saka, maybe even Ben White, David Raya, like they could be future captains at back three with Saka inverted left back.
There's only one choice for the Arsenal. There's only one choice for the Arsenal captain, Declan Rice.
Declan Rice, yeah, that is right.
Yeah. Exactly, yeah.
But speaking of which, and I'm going to come to this, what Declan Rice did by sort of getting himself involved in the scrap with the Slovakia manager. Poor and out of order.
Oh, did you see what he said? He said, like, shut up, pussy.
Yeah, we've already gone through it, Ollie, to be honest.
It was absolutely disgusting. And it's another example of how, sometimes if you end up trying to get yourself involved after such a contentious game with people, you're asking for trouble. You need to shut you know how lucky you were to escape that. So you shut your mouth and walk away. And I'm also going to criticize one of my favorite players, Emi Martinez, as well, because, a lot of us will remember in the World Cup quarter-final between Argentina and the Netherlands, it was very, very contentious, and there were some ugly scenes where Virgil van Dijk was pushing an Argentina player to the ground. It might have been Alexis McAllister, I forget who, but then many people from the bench ended up coming on, and it was nowhere near as horrible as the 2006 Battle of Nuremberg, but there was a lot of contention. And obviously, Van Gaal had said quite a few things in the build-up which weren't exactly well received, and even Lionel Messi also going on the act. But let me just take a call, guys. I'll come back to you.
Yeah, sure. No worries. Yeah. No worries, man.
Cool. Rice did go a bit over the top there, I think.
Well, the thing is, Mr. B as well, did you watch his interview at the end? He did talk a lot about the game, and he said it was, a big moment in England's history, and about like the Did you know Harry Kane said apparently that Jude Bellingham goal was the best in the England history. I'm not really sure about that. Possibly our winning goal in the World Cup, or maybe our early goal in the Euros final. I don't know.
It was a great goal. Don't get me wrong. It was a class, worldy goal, but it wasn't. We've had better than that. I think we have had better, but you can never forget the Beckham free kick against Greece. What a free kick that was.
By the way, I couldn't find Bend It like Beckham on Netflix. Is it been removed or something? Is it on a different website? It might be on Sky or something.
I don't know. You can try
it. Might be on Sky or Disney Plus. Yeah.
You can get it on Prime. I know. I'm pretty sure
it's on YouTube or Prime Video. Yeah. It might be uploaded to YouTube
as well. Yeah.
Yeah,
man.
Anyway, are we going to get into player ratings, Mr. B?
Yeah. That's why I've got this up now. But so here we go. Player rating. So England played a 4-2-3-1. John Pickford says, bemused by everything that unfolded in front of him. No chance with Shran's goal. 6. Do you agree with that, Ollie?
Well, with the ad stream, we had myself, Stepsy, Arrest, Jamie, and Josh also came on as well, and Hanno. I think we all agreed on like a 7. I think the highest someone gave me is like a 7.5, but 6 is quite harsh because obviously he did concede the early goal, which put us 1-0 down. But apart from that, he had nothing else to do. He made obviously that at the end of the game where he caught the ball and celebrated when we won the game. His distribution was quite well. At least he didn't concede another goal. That was a positive. Obviously, if he would have kept the clean sheet, I'm sure the website would have given him a higher than a 6. But I think it's possibly because of the goal, how it affected the game. But yeah, I think a 6 is harsh. I'll go with a 7.
I would say it's about right. He didn't do a lot wrong, but then he wasn't really tested a lot much else after that. So I'd say that's about right. Carl Walker, dreadful passing, and he was repeatedly exposed by harassing. But hold in throw for equaliser 4. Yeah, I'd probably give him a 5.
I agree with you, Mr. B. I think we agreed with a 5. We agreed with a 5 in the Waffles channel. I think basically, as I said about Walker, he offers pace on the right. He offers assist threats. He's better defensively than players like Zinchenko or Trent. So I think 4 is harsh. I see they've given quite a few 4s there, 6s and 4s, which is usually an average or below average. But Walker deserves at least a 5 or a 6, so not a 4. 4 is way too harsh. If we would have lost the game, I would have given him a 4 or a 3. But I think he deserves at least a 5 to 7 or a 5 to 6. Yeah, we'll agree with the 5.
You know what? I know you'll probably give him a better rating than me, but I don't like him. I think he's not.
He's one of our best centre backs.
He's made a lot of mistakes, Ollie, in the tournament. He's made a lot of mistakes in the game.
True.
And he hasn't been great defending. So it looked like his mind was elsewhere. Awful distribution, knuckled down in extra time. 4. That's fine for me. 4.
I'll go with a 5. I'll boost it up a bit. I know you don't like John Stones. Maybe you have an agenda against him, but I think he's one of our best centre backs in the Euros because obviously, but obviously, when fit and obviously when in the World Cup or Euros, Maguire is our best centre back. But Stones, when Maguire's not there, or when players like maybe obviously former great legends like John Terry and stuff are great centre backs we've had, but Stones at the moment is our best choice. Obviously,
Ollie, Ollie, sorry to cut in, but do not ever refer to John Terry as a legend.
Why? Why?
You can refer to him as something else.
Because he paid for Chelsea. Because he paid for Chelsea money.
No, also because he's an absolute scumbag off the field, and when he was,
he likes playing away a lot.
What's an England legend centre back then? Rio Ferdinand, is he a legend?
Someone who should be close to our hearts.
Sol Campbell,
Jeremiah Campbell.
Campbell. Yeah, it's Sol Campbell. Yeah.
Yeah. Anyone else? Ashley Cole, would you say?
Ashley Cole. He was a left back, I think. He played.
Tony Adams.
Yeah, Tony Adams, Sol Campbell.
Yeah.
Rio Ferdinand.
But anyway, before I was interrupted, I was talking about the whole Declan Rice issue. And obviously the Argentina-Netherlands game was very contentious. And after Martinez made his saves in the shootout, which sent Argentina through, he actually he didn't go close to Louis van Gaal, but he motioned to him and said, "Don't you dare mess with us again. I've just, mucked you over twice." And apparently when Messi was giving his interview to the press, and I think Weghorst was looking at him, he says, "What are you looking at, fool? Get on your way." So, sometimes again, at least Martinez didn't go up close and get into a huge scrap with the manager, but still, you don't want to have any kind of, you don't want there to be make a public spectacle of anything and see games descend into free-for-alls afterwards. And so what Rice did, I'm sorry, but that was just inexcusable, and he has to learn from that.
I agree.
And especially after the way, given how lucky they were to have got a lucky escape, frankly, they should shut their mouths and just walk down the tunnel, or at least, if you want to congratulate people, that's fine. But also, Rice has no business talking to the referee. I believe the edict was that only the captains would get to speak to the referees.
Well, as Joe Dolce once said, I'd say to Rice, shut up in your face.
Yeah, what's the matter, you? You got no respect? What do you think you do? Why are you looking so mad? It's not so bad. It's a nicer place.
It's not so bad. It's shut up in your face. Yeah.
And I do seem to. I love that song. I love that song, and I do seem to remember they made a jingle out of that for McCain's oven pizzas.
Yeah,
that was a pretty good advertisement. Yeah.
I always remember that. I think it was early 80s, and I think he got to number 1, didn't it? It knocked somebody off the top, a really good song or something off the top, apparently. But it was a novelty record, but it was brilliant. Anyway, moving on from that, we're not talking about that. We're obviously going. We was obviously.
Mr. B, I have to go now. Mr. B, I have to go now.
Yeah, okay, mate. You quickly shout your socials out. And quickly, I mean.
Yeah, it will be quickly. Yeah, because I do actually have to go right now. But yeah, big up for having me on, Mr. B, and also big up Manny as well. You can catch me here on Mr. B Hives Football Chat and Mr. B chatting. Hives of Football Chat and Mr. B chats England Cricket. West Ox Football, True Gooner, Waffle TV. Coach's Corner, Del Bogana TV, AFC Talk Show TV, a few other channels as well. But if you want to catch me on my channel, it's down below there, DJ Sinclairo, DJ Space Sinclairo, that's DJ and my surname O for Ollie. Obviously got a stream tomorrow, Romania versus Netherlands watch along, so Manny, Mr. B, I know you're joining if you are guys free for that. It's 4:30 p.m. UK time. I think that's obviously 5:30 for anyone in Europe. Obviously they're an hour ahead, and obviously for Hanno as well, and obviously for anyone obviously like Manny in India, that's 5 hours ahead, so it'll be around 9:30 your time. But the game kicks off at 5, but obviously we'll be talking about lineups and stuff before the game. So please do join that. There's a few people who can't join because of work and other commitments, but I'm sure Mr. B will be there. Mr. B will be there. Hanno, Jamie, possibly Manny, maybe a few other people if I ask them. I know Trugoon has been very busy with his stream, so he won't be joining. He's done almost every game of the Euros. So go subscribe to my channel. Did a short video recently of a little sound at Glastonbury. Actually performed at Arcadia, which is in the shape of a dragonfly this year. So go check that out. Let's go over 100 views already now. Let's get to 10 likes, and then also check out my new 10-minute summer mix, which hopefully doesn't get copyrighted like my other hour summer mix. Ollie's epic. Ollie.Sinclair556 on Instagram. Message me about joining my streams. Message me about if you're feeling low, if you're feeling high, if you're feeling sad. Obviously, other stuff. I do daily stories about my life and stuff, about promoting mixes and stuff, and England and Arsenal, and big Bath rugby fan, big music fan. You do and stuff like that, and obviously do posts quite recently as well. David Ref fan page 1 as well. Obviously, former Mr. B hopefully signs permanent for Arsenal. I am thinking of making a new fan page, which is the Saints, which is a band I've met 3 times, and or Declan Rice, because he's on the back of my shirt. But I'll have to go back to work now. But also a few other mentions. Ollie's Epic 556 on TikTok, big up 500 followers, 500 more till I get 1K. Dishan Clara 556 on Mixcloud done a mix today. Who does this mix? And then obviously tomorrow's drum and bass. Wednesday is Dishan Clara in the mix, and then obviously Thursday, Waffle TV. I'll be getting your challenge mix out, which will be songs from 92 to 96, which are drum and bass songs. So I've got all the songs ready. Just need to, add them to the virtual DJ and then play them. And it'll either be a half an hour mix, and obviously Friday Feeling mix on the Friday, and the top 20 UK dance mix on the Saturday, and then the Sunday day off. But yeah, in the street today, which is near where Glastonbury Festival was, obviously people coming back from the festival because it ended today. Everyone going home. I did watch Dua Lipa. I did a post about her. She was amazing on the Friday. And then Coldplay were on the Saturday. And then obviously Sunday yesterday was SZA. And Shania Twain was on the afternoon. But yeah, big up guys. Big up Manny. Obviously love coming on your channel. Go on many other channels. But yeah, don't miss my stream 4:30 p.m. tomorrow. I might even go on stream longer to do the Austria-Turkey game, which I'll probably be supporting Turkey because I'm going there this year for my 11th time. Also, you can see I've got these new headphones. I will be getting my older headphones back tomorrow, but I might still use these ones because these ones are quite good. They're quite cheap as well. And I actually handed in some trousers, which were £44, so I got some money to buy some stuff. And I'm actually going swimming after to work and having dinner here at this house. But hopefully, Mr. V, I can join your cricket stream whether my dad lets me do it at work. But I do need to mention Hanno about something in a bit. Yeah, big up Mr. V having me on. Big up the comments as well, Hanno. Other people as well. I will do my. I'll maybe send you my player ratings, but Pickford 6. I think most people a 6 or a 7 really, but big up guys for having me on. Obviously, I will try and make your cricket stream at the time it is.
By the way, Ollie, it's a shame your team Georgia went out last night, mate.
Yeah, well, I'll tell you the teams. So Georgia's out now. Serbia got knocked out.
And you
Czech
got Spain as well. Yeah? Have you not got Spain?
No, I haven't got Spain. The only team left, actually, I had Italy and they got knocked out. The only team I have left now is France, and I have them in 2 sweepstakes, and I can get, because of the prize money, I can get £98 if France wins. So I'm hoping either France or England win. But yeah, have a good rest of the stream, guys. Hope you guys had. Oh, big up, Luca. Hope you guys had a good weekend. You enjoyed the sports, the Euros. Obviously, Wimbledon's beginning today. Hopefully, if you're a music fan, you enjoyed the Glastonbury, whether you were there or watching it on TV, or you were FaceTiming someone who was there. But yeah, big up, guys, for having me on. Obviously, hopefully, Premier League content will be coming soon after the Euros, maybe early Premier League predictions and transfer news and keep, loan, sell, and stuff like that. And obviously, when the Premier League starts again, I'll start doing Premier League reviews. But for now, focusing on the Euros content, watch-alongs and previews and stuff like that. And I'm joining other channels and sharing it to my channel. But yeah, big up, guys, for having me on. Enjoy the rest of the stream. Hopefully, join your cricket stream, whatever time it is. And yeah, I've got to go back to work. I do need to message Hanno. So, Hanno, keep your DMs open. I will message you now about something personal. But yeah, big up, everyone. Been great coming on the stream for about 20 odd minutes, maybe a bit more, half an hour. But yeah, enjoy the rest of the stream. Enjoy the cricket stream. And see you guys soon. And Manny, Mr. V, do tell me if Manny is available for tomorrow. Big up, guys. See you soon.
Yeah, mate. I don't need me to tell you. He'll tell you himself.
All right, cool. Yeah. See you guys. Bye.
See you, Ollie. Take care, mate. I'm gonna have to start timing him. I think he just it takes too long, man. But no, I suppose he can't help it. He's got a lot to talk about there, a lot of socials. But yeah, but anyway, Manny, are you there? Are you frozen?
Yeah, I'm here. I'm here. Can you hear me?
Yeah. We're just quickly going to do the actual player ratings, and then we're going to go, mate, because obviously it's gone on too long now. And I want to do the cricket one, obviously, as well. So, but obviously, just quickly doing this. I done we already said about Pickford. We said, Ollie thought 6 was too low. I thought it was about right. I don't think he had that much else to do afterwards, Pickford, after the goal. I think that was about right for him. What do you say about that one, mate?
Yeah. I agree with that. I agree with that completely. I mean, he didn't really have any really big saves to make, and of course was very nearly caught out by a speculative shot from the halfway line. Had he conceded that would have actually taken his rating down an even further notch. So, yeah, 6 is about right for him.
Yeah. So I've agreed. And I said, Carl, I would have given him about 5, actually, instead of 4. But they gave him the 4. I would have said 5.
I mean, 4 is really too harsh on the bloke. Taking the mickey, really.
Yeah. Yeah, I thought 5 was about right, and Ollie agreed. And Stones, I think it's 4 is fine, because I don't rate him. I still don't. I think he has made mistakes in a lot of the games. I really do. And I know a lot of people really seem to rate him, and I thought, why? What is it? I struggle to see it, but I think that's about right. Would you agree with that, or would you give him more, Manny? Or
I mean, he deserves a 5, not a 4. 4 is too
5,
harsh.
yeah. How about Gahey? Do you think that's overly marked over the top 6, or? Yeah, I think he's done all right. I would say that's about right for me, 6.
Yeah, about right. Stones, obviously, he wasn't good, but even then a 4 would be really harsh on him.
Yeah, I'd say a 5. Trippier, I don't think he's right suited to that left back. Sorry. I would have Gomez, like other people suggested there. I would go with Gomez there, the left back. I mean, he done that one cross that obviously Foden scored, but that was, of course, offside. That was the only real thing I think he done, assisted, really, didn't he, in the game? So
he also did have play a role in clearing a shot off the line. I mean, he actually got the block in, but it was going towards the goal, and he cleared it away. And he's just another square peg in a round hole.
I think 4's about right there. Kobe Mainu, I thought he done all right at times. I thought he looked really good on the ball and done a few things. So I give him 6 here. Do you think that's about right, or more, or less, or
about right? Because look, he's good, but not really that type of game changer yet. But he'll improve.
Definitely, yeah. He's still raw, of course. Declan Rice, faced with too many runners, struggled in possession, hit post. Better than when England led 2-1. 5 they're giving him. I'd say 6. I thought he's been better than he has been in the other games before.
Yeah, he got better as the match went on, but I think probably his post-match conduct was not the best.
No, definitely not. But I'd say 6 still. Saka, I think 6 is too high. I don't think he done enough again. I don't know about you. I don't think he was that great again. They give him a 6. I'd probably say a 5. Really?
Yeah, but you also have to give him some credit for being willing to go back on the left when the team needed him to do so.
Yeah, true. Also, Bellingham, do you think 7's too high? I mean, he didn't do a lot else apart from that great goal, did he, really? But
too high, really. I mean, you could say that he'd be the player of the match, but it would be a very, very, very thin margin.
Yeah, I'd say 6, 5. I'd say 6, probably. Foden, I don't think he was great again. Thought he had equalised, only for VAR to intervene. Ineffective on left. Final product, poor. Only a 4. Yeah, I'd agree.
Yep, completely agree. Completely.
Harry Kane had a shot. Do you think that's too much? 6?
Too much, yeah. 5.
5, yeah. Definitely. Had a shot blocked, missed the sitter off pace, scored the winner. Yeah, worked that out. Yeah. But yeah, 5. The subs, Cole Palmer. I don't think he was that great in this game. The other game he came on before, I thought he was better in. But in this one, he wasn't quite as good. I think they said he should have started 7. They're giving him. I'd say maybe a 5. I would say.
I'd give him a 6 thereabouts
6,
because
maybe,
yeah, he was getting some good crosses in, had some good control as well, and I like Cole Palmer. I actually would start him, of course, on the right against Switzerland.
Yeah, I don't think he was as good as the game before, which was, what was it, Slovenia, wasn't it? Was it Slovenia? Yeah.
Yeah, Slovenia.
When he came on, he looked better there. Eze, I thought he showed some good things, good touches, good stuff at times. 7, is that maybe too high? I'd say 6, maybe.
6 as well, definitely.
Yeah, and Tony, how about him, eh? Yeah, he came on, assisted, he won that free kick, and he got assisted for the winning goal. So yeah, he's got to give him 7. I'd probably say that, I'd give him 7. So
yeah,
he done something when he came on, didn't he? So even though it was 2 minutes originally,
I suppose so. But again, you also have to take a look at the what else he did. I mean, he could have sealed it with a wonderful goal, but blasted over the bar with Dubravka committed and pretty much as good as beaten.
Yeah, well, I'll still say 7. Conor Gallagher got a 6. I don't seem to rate. I don't rate him though. I don't know what it is. I mean, he seems good, fairly good for Chelsea, but is he an England international?
Yeah, it was the right decision to bring him on at the time, and he did what he had to do. 6 is okay for him, I would say.
Yeah, probably. And the Konza, yeah, we clamoured for him, and he came on, and I thought he done pretty well. So 7.
Konza did well, but 7 might be a bit too much for him. I'd give him a 6.
Yeah. Yeah. I'd agree, and I think that's about it. I think that's about right. And obviously, we're going to bounce because we've just gone on too long here, and of course, got to do the cricket stream as well. I've kept delaying that now.
Yeah.
So I really want to talk about that. Brilliant from the women yesterday. Yet again, superb. So really got to talk about that. Are you still going to be available though, Manny? Are you still going to be around to do that?
Just let me know what time, and hopefully we can try and finish it off as quickly as possible, yeah?
Yeah, I'm looking at maybe 2:30. Is that okay? Maybe for half an hour? Could you do that?
2:30. Sure.
Yeah, because it won't be on there too long. So not as long as this one. So, but we've had a lot to discuss on this. So no wonder it's gone on longer than it should. And anyway, but thanks for everyone that's been in the live chat, and it's been great again, great discussion, and talking about old England being pretty poor again. But hopefully we've got to improve. We got Switzerland next, and that's going to be a lot tougher. We all know that it's not going to be a straightforward walk in the park there. So we've got to put in a performance this time, and I think we can. I wish he would make changes, but I still don't think he's going to change a lot again. You might as well put Shaw in. If he's fit, he's on the bench, I'll put him in at left back, because whoever's at Trippier ain't a left back for a start. But if he ain't fit, I'll put Gomez there. And I'd go Konza, and I'd go Dunk. Sorry, I know you don't agree, Manny, but that's what I'd go at the back. But and I would still go Palmer and stuff in there, Gordon in midfield, and Watkins and that up front. But I know he won't do that. I know he won't do any of that. So, but anyway, that's that discussion, and we move on and we wait to see what happens against Switzerland. So. Whichever way, I'll do a review for it, a reaction. It could be good, it could be bad. Who knows? Probably being bad. Who knows? But anyway, but keep following me on there, Mr. B for Life 182, Mr. B Hiver Football Chat, and Mr. B Talks England Cricket. Follow me on there and keep subbing and liking and everything and all else, and keep following my content. Got the cricket stream coming up. That'll be at 2:30 now. So check that out on Mr. B Chats England Cricket. So do all that. And for the time being, we're out of here. Goodbye, everyone. Goodbye.